Giants defensive end, Super Bowl champion, co-host of Canty and Carlin, 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern.
You better
ESPN
believe it.
Radio.
Appreciate the plug, Max. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Fellas, what's up?
That's such a great show.
CC, real quick, that game you and Carlin were playing the other day about is this Aaron Rodgers or Mahatma Gandhi? I lost it, man.
It wasn't Gandhi. It was the Dalai Lama.
It was the Dalai Lama.
I appreciate it, though, Jay.
I thought maybe it wasn't Gandhi when he said it.
Nah, it wasn't Gandhi.
All right, Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama.
He about
Hey, that game is hard. That game is harder than you think,
I almost
though.
said it. What?
Hey, Key,
Dalai Lama makes sense.
that game is harder than you think, though.
That's what I
When he
said.
said Gandhi, I'm like, I'll be able to tell the difference. Dalai Lama, I don't know. I
that's
don't
not
think I
easy,
would be
dog.
able to
That's
see.
not
You
that
see,
game ain't easy.
Here I am trying to give your show a plug, and you don't kill me because I got a name wrong. At least I had the intention right.
I appreciate you listening to the show, but how you gonna mess it up, though? The delivery, the punchline is what matters, man.
You're right. You're right.
Exactly.
That's on me. I'll be better next time.
Exactly, own it.
I'll be better next time.
Mess up.
You're
It's
right.
cool. Players mess up.
Okay, Sean Payton, I got
cool.
you. Let's get back in the gym.
You can do that same game with me and Einstein, by the way, Jay. Have I ever told you that?
Jeez.
Listen, before we
Said
get to
no
Sean
one
Payton
ever, Max.
and the
I
Broncos.
said no one ever.
That is that clearly demonstrably false. That said no one ever. All right, you are a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
What do you think about what we're seeing from LeBron? And beyond all the historical stuff, Chris, there are some teams you could say off the bat, that team has no shot. Forget it in no universe.
Yeah.
Then there are other teams like, they ain't going to do it. But you can't say rule them out because they have certain guys on the team, like if you have KD and Kyrie, for example, or LeBron and AD.
Yeah.
Where are you with the Lakers and what they should do at the trade deadline?
Well, I mean, listen, I would want them to be aggressive, but that's not going to happen. They're not going to mortgage their future. They're not going to get rid of that 2027 first rounder or that 2029 first rounder in order to get LeBron some serious help.
What?
Now, they wouldn't have. Listen, they wouldn't have had to if LeBron would have just went with DeMar DeRozan rather than pushing for Russell Westbrook, but that's neither here nor there. What I will say is
That's there.
I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I'm not fully sure.
Level right now.
I'm not fully sure LeBron is the one that pushed really hard for Russell Westbrook all the way. I'm just going to push back a little bit on that. Just some insight from people I talked to. Just saying.
Is it inside or is it spin? Because
no,
Magic Johnson thought it was a done deal.
Okay.
Magic said it was a done deal. Listen, Jay, I know you're more plugged in the NBA than I am, but when Magic says he thought it was a done deal, next thing you know, Russell Westbrook ends up being a Laker. You're trying to figure out why is that the case.
Now, just think, CC, spin exists on both sides now.
That's fair.
Spin exists on both sides now.
That's fair. That's fair.
I tend to lean more toward Canty on the spin stuff.
I hear you. Okay.
Because there's a lot of little underlying things when it comes to DeMar DeRozan and people involved with DeMar that used to be involved with the.
Understood.
You know where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, Key.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Key, that's not for public consumption.
No, it's not.
I don't even know what you're about to say, but I know that that's not supposed to be out there for the masses.
But see, I look at the Lakers situation, and I think about this. I think there is one dude out there that is in Detroit that would be a perfect fit for the Lakers organization.
And who would that be?
Bogdanovich.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were the Lakers, I would be like, you know what? As much as I like Patrick Beverley, as much as I like Lonnie Walker, if I were to give up Pat Bev, maybe Lonnie Walker, maybe that 2027 first-round pick for a guy like Bogdanovich that can space the floor.
Yeah, Bogey can shoot.
That's a look that I think is a look that you can maybe not give up that much, but maybe see with Detroit because I don't know. Detroit's an interesting position because they're young, they want to build. Bogdanovich is that piece that can fit with the Lakers very well.
No, I would like that fit, and everybody knows that if you're going to have a team led by LeBron James, you got to have shooters around him, and the Lakers don't have enough shooting, so that's a big problem. The other big problem is Anthony Davis can't stay healthy. Now, I get it. It's Brooklyn
He fell
on a Monday
about
night.
10 times last night.
It's Brooklyn on a Monday night, so you don't want to play there, but he showed up at the Garden yesterday. LeBron showed up at the Garden in a major way. It's interesting how LeBron wasn't as worried about that game against the Knicks going into overtime versus the game against the Celtics going into overtime, but I digress. I thought it was over when he hit that dagger at the end of the fourth quarter. But LeBron James going for a triple-double and finding a way to close it out on the road. Listen, the guy is dragging this team, kicking and screaming, trying to get to a play-in spot. But the fact that he's got to do all of this just to get into a play-in spot.
This is why it's such a good question.
Speaks to how poorly constructed this team is.
But
that's why it's a good question about the trade deadline, because you're right about all that, and yet do you want to waste this from LeBron at his age? You know, like.
Well, he made the choice, Max. He's
I get it, but even as a fan, do you want to waste it?
But hold on, I think it's very important with the way we phrase this, because we keep talking about the play-in game. They're only 3.5 games back from third or fourth place.
Yeah.
So, it's not that far. That's why LeBron blacks out when he doesn't get that call because every game matters
But it
here.
can
So
shift in 6-7 games.
that's what I'm saying.
He
So
should
like,
have blacked out on that one.
all
That
I'm
was
saying
ridiculous.
is Thomas Bryant has been one of the bright spots of this team this year with the way he's played. Rui Hachimura was knocking down threes last night. You talk about his
Hachimura's a
wing
nice
D.
pickup.
Like, okay, like it ain't that far off now.
No, it's not.
It ain't that far off.
And the West is not as strong as people want them to be. It's just not as a whole.
That's all. As we
I hear
watch
what
this,
guys.
not that far
Listen,
off.
I'm the most optimistic Lakers fan, but we 52 games into the season. Water usually finds its level around then. LeBron James, sure, he could make a push post All-Star break because that's when the players in the NBA start taking the regular season serious anyway. But do we really think that this Lakers team has what it takes to be a top 6 squad as constituted? I don't.
That's why the trade deadline issue is so interesting.
Yeah, but if
right,
you
it comes
look
down
at
to
it-
shooting.
Yeah, but
Can
here's
you
the-
get just
But here's the thing,
enough?
and I know we got to get into Sean Payton, but here's the thing. Are we really mortgaging the future for a team that can be a playoff team but not a championship contender?
Maybe not. That's why.
That's the
Hard to
point. Like,
say.
it's like, all right, is it like, okay, we're selling off our future for what? So LeBron James can be in the playoffs? And you're talking about a second-round exit at best? Nah, man, come on, stop it.
I mean, he usually don't get knocked out of the playoffs when he gets into the playoffs.
Man,
Usually
okay,
doesn't.
There's some moves, man.
That ain't what I saw against the Phoenix Suns a few years ago, but all right.
Yeah, but they fell apart.
And where are the Phoenix Suns now?
What's
Phoenix
the
Suns-
guarantee
are looking at getting
they're
rid
not
of
going to fall
CP3.
apart now?
Guarantee they
Key,
fell
Key,
apart,
what's the guarantee they not going to fall apart
But
now?
we're not thinking about them falling apart. We're not thinking about
Listen,
it.
AD might not be on the injury report, but let me just put this out there. He's day-to-day. You just don't know. On any given day,
Man, that's so
AD
messed
can
up,
fall
man.
out of bed.
That's
And then
messed
LeBron
up.
James down there 40 years old.
He is
Yeah,
dead.
but he's
Come
still
on, bruh.
cooking. He dropped the triple-double last
89
night.
points from
What do you think of the
passing
Sean Payton
Kareem.
news?
Yeesh.
What do you think the Sean Payton news?
They had to do it, right? I mean, the Walton Penner group had to take a big swing. It looked awful this year. Awful. They had the worst offense in the NFL. The goal of the offense is to score points, and they were dead last. Now, I will say this. Sean should be able to come in and get the most out of Russell Wilson. We don't know what that is going to look like, but when listening to the Broncos brass talk about why they went down this road, it's clear that they wanted somebody not to just come in and focus on the X's and O's, but somebody to come in and change the culture. So
100%.
some of the grumblings that we heard, some of the reports that we heard about Russ relating to teammates, all of that stuff, by them prioritizing that tells me that was real. So that's
You better call the royal family, let him know he won't be over there.
That's the thing that Sean Payton is going to come in and do. Make sure that everybody is accountable for their job. I was with him in Dallas. He was the offensive coordinator when I was drafted in 2005. Key has a relationship with him. He knows the kind of dude that Sean Payton is. He's a Bill Parcells disciple, which means he's no nonsense. He can identify talent. He puts guys in positions to do what they do well, avoid putting them in spots where they can get exposed. So I like the hire, but just think about what they gave up in order to put this head coach quarterback combo together.
Sean Payton doesn't care if you're the king of England or his friend. That's it. There will be no nonsense. Chris
Why are you
Canty,
talking like that?
former Giants
He
defensive
can't
end,
help
Super
himself.
Bowl
Key.
champion.
This
That's
is
right.
Max.
I just was wondering what's going to happen if
to know him is to
Russ
love
may
him.
have to cancel some plans with the Royals. That's what I'm hearing.
Russ gonna have to give up that office too, though.
Yeah.
That office was gave up yesterday.
Yeah, let me tell you. Let me tell you how
don't even have it
Let me
anymore.
tell you how this gonna go.
I saw the moving people
Wait.
cleaning it out.
Wait, no more trips to London?
You
That's
can
what
go
I'm
to
saying.
London. You can get on your downtime.
Yeah, I got that.
I'll tell you what, if Russ don't cook in the next 2 years, he can spend as much time in London as he wants to.
Exactly.
We have more KJM next after Key has this from O'Reilly.
Okay, let me slow down with this one. It's O Rewards Bonus Points Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts, where you can get 2, 3, or 4 times O Rewards points on select purchases. Those bonus